there is a fine line between confidence and arrogance, between ego and excellence. And as women in leadership, we face double standards that men don't even have to think about. Some people aren't happy for you, not because you did anything wrong, but because they want what you have. And the kicker, they aren't willing to re-earn their success, but still think they deserve it. So let's break it down. The entitlement, the jealousy, and the brutal truth about why some people stay stuck while other people rise. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Trainer podcast. I'm your host, Gina, aka Gina Marie Fit, and I am officially an author. Y'all, I am so excited to officially announce that the Badass Blueprint is fully live in hardback and on paperback on Amazon. So if you are listening to this podcast, take a second, type in the order, go get your purchase, because this book is carefully curated to help you help yourself elevate your quality of life. And so what I wanted to do, so many people have said, you should write a book, you should write a book. But I'm not just the type to talk. I always want to provide value in a way that it's actionable and tangible. So on New Year's Eve night, when I had this idea and the thoughts just started flowing, I said to myself, what if I could take what I have learned, put it into a format that is a way to be excelled, accelerate the process that has taken you years, and then make it interactive, because I feel like there are a million personal development books out there. A lot of people are saying the same thing in just a different way, and it just resonates with different people. But a lot of us are hoarders of information because of it. And so we think, oh yeah, I'll use that one day. So instead, I flipped the script on personal development and created a book that you can literally take wherever you go and go through the exercises, because you actually write in the book. So you in real time can utilize this book to establish the goals, your mission, your vision. And because it is me, it is a lot of real talk. There's a no bullshit mentality in this book. We're doing the damn thing this year and we're doing it together. So please support me, buy your book. It's a dream come true without being cliche. It really is a dream come true. And I just feel so grateful to be in this position to make this possible and to just find a way to serve other people. And I just feel very grateful. So thank you to everybody that has supported me, who supports this podcast, who supports my organization. There are more things to come, and I'm just really excited to share everything that is in the works. And so all of this came from a lot of events I've attended. And so in the last year, specifically the last 6 months, my entire life has it's like somebody put gasoline to a fire in the best possible way. And I just keep ending up in rooms and places and events where not only am I inspired, not only am I empowered, but it just gives you this level of comfort to be surrounded by people that are doing 10 times more than you, but yet be an equal. And it's something that 2 years ago I really struggled with living in Tampa, was this weird competition game that exists here. Everybody's trying to keep up with everybody. It's a false narrative, a fake facade, because it's not unique and authentic. And so for me, I kept thinking oh, wow, people don't work together. People aren't happy for you. People are very cutthroat. And I was wow, women, this is how women are here. And I would tell my experiences to my friends back home, and they're the most supportive, wonderful people. And they literally were you need to get the hell out of there, Gina. You don't belong in a place like that. They're going to eat you alive. And it was just because I was not in the right rooms. I was not in the right circles. And now the last month, I've been invited to all of these genuinely incredible, phenomenal events with hugely important people, huge people that are running companies, completing foundations, people that are part of the NFL. It's insane the impact these people are making. And they all have teams and they all collaborate. And it truly is collaboration over competition at every single one of these events, it was spoken about the difference in women who participate, support, generally like help inspire as they climb versus those who are ego driven, who think that their shit doesn't stink and that they have the right to denounce other people because they don't like that person's ahead of them, that person's doing something they want to be doing. And that's kind of where this podcast idea came from, is just the reassuring conversations that grown-ass women don't act like that. And those who are successful are leading from the front, but grabbing your hand and taking you with them. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about ego versus excellence. And then I'm going to drop some truth bombs in today's episode, while also giving you actionable steps in each section that we talk about today that have impacted me, that I have utilized myself, and that hopefully will help you too. And so without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. Ego versus excellence. The truth about what separates the great from the mediocre. Those who are ego-driven, they are loud. They always need validation. They always need to be told they're doing a good job. They thrive weirdly on comparison, and they crave status. It's when somebody walks into a room and immediately needs to prove that they're the smartest, the strongest, or the most powerful person there. I've experienced this numerous times living here, where people lead with certain statements, and in a way I'm like, oh wow, it's kind of impressive that you're that confident, and you're like, and that's not confidence, that's arrogance, the way they talk. And there's a fine line between that. What I've realized is that's entitlement. That's not confidence, that's entitlement, because they have this idea that because they quote unquote have worked hard, that they deserve what the success they're seeking forever. And they're very defensive. Ego is a very defensive emotion to be kind of just perseverating in. It doesn't like feedback. People who are ego-driven do not like feedback. They cannot handle constructive criticism because it threatens their illusion of their superiority. They think they're so superior that what they say goes, what they're thinking should be law, Bible, their thoughts are Bible. But it really does threaten this illusion. And then as a result, they have what is almost like an identity crisis, because they're used to having their ego fed and being told they're the best things in sliced bread. And then you're around other people and you're realizing that, oh, I'm going to have to keep working to maintain this status. And not everybody wants that. You can tell the biggest difference between people who are ego-driven versus those who are driven by excellence, because people who are driven by excellence succeed in silence. Their whole life is spoken through their actions, not arrogance. It's when somebody doesn't need to tell you they're a leader, because you can feel it in the way they carry themselves. They don't have to remind you of their title every day. They don't have to lead with their title. They're doing the work, and you can tell who they are by how actionable they are. It's the ability to admit mistakes too, to be coachable and remain hungry for growth. That's been something that I have really been focused on in the last year. Is I can be difficult. I am so driven in the sense of I have so much to do that there is no emotion. I don't need recognition. I don't need you to pat me on the back. I don't need you to tell me I'm doing a good job. Give me a task, let me do it, and I'm on to the next. And because of that, I get in this extremely fixated phase where it's not that I don't care if I hurt somebody's feelings along the way, but I don't even recognize it, because if you hurt my feelings, okay, and I'm on to the next. You might be having a bad day. Let me give you a little grace. You said something that I didn't resonate with or I didn't like. Okay, well, let's deal with it and move on. For me, it's been a lot of learning to understand how people need feedback and then also dealing with different personalities. Going to a lot of these events, it's a very unique situation because you're dealing with so many personalities, and it really is that you are on the whole time, because every time you meet somebody new, you're going through all of those questions and learning how to communicate with other people. And we naturally just resonate with certain people and we don't with others. But the best leaders, they're the people that are re-earning their position every single day, even when nobody is watching. They're not the type that would be like, oh, well, I'm the CEO. No, a good CEO is the one that is working the hardest, proving why they deserve to be in that spot, and they keep it moving, and they don't have to be patted on the back every single time. They're just doing their damn job. Truth bomb. If you're coasting on past success, your ego's in control. And I know that's going to hurt a little bit to some people, because a lot of people justify where they're at because of what they've done. And yes, like the accolades are important. However, excellence means that you show up and you do the work again and again and again, not expecting the world to hand you more just because you did it once. And I feel like that's a really important statement, because what you did once got you to where you are. But what are you doing today to deserve to be there tomorrow? So how to keep yourself in check and lead with impact. Here's our little self-check, a little audit your actions. I want you to ask yourself, am I seeking validation, or am I focused on making an impact? Notice when you feel defensive. Are you resisting growth because it threatens your ego? Because then you're being arrogant. Identify where you've gotten a little too comfortable and challenge yourself to push that much harder. Some daily practices that can help stay in excellence mode. These are things that I've adopted in the last 6 months specifically, is adopt a growth mindset, read, learn, and always seek ways to improve. I continue to attend these events because I always learn something new. I always meet somebody new. And I am constantly reminded that, I actually could be doing more and I could be doing better. Second thing you can do is seek constructive feedback. Ask mentors or people in your life who are where you'd like to be for honest input, but you can't get offended. And that's what's so hard for people, is like, if you really want to grow, it's going to be hella uncomfortable. You're going to fail, and you're going to fail forward time and time again, but that is how you grow. And you have to be able to detach yourself from the need for recognition. I will tell you, as somebody in leadership, it is challenging because you tend to be setting the bar high because you're doing the most. But as a result, you don't always get recognized, even though you are doing the most. And so when you're in leadership, you really have to let your work speak for itself. If you're doing great things, people will naturally notice, but most of the time, there will be no recognition. Power move. Something that can really help you accelerate your life is that every Sunday, reflect on one area that you let your ego take over that week, write that down, and then specifically talk about to yourself or to somebody in your life what you're going to do differently to step into excellence for that upcoming week. Something that I have really experienced and had to come to terms with is that there's a double standard for women in leadership. We have to work twice as hard when we are in positions of power, management, overseeing committees, and I call it the confidence conundrum. If a man walks into a room and takes charge, he's seen as a natural leader. He's the boss. If a woman does the same thing, she's bossy, too aggressive, or intimidating. If we downplay ourselves, we are seen as not confident enough. If we own our success, we're too much. So where is the balance? Emotions for women are used as weapons against us. A man can be passionate and it's seen as dedication. A woman expresses passion and suddenly she's emotional or unstable. If you're tough, you're a bitch. If you're kind, you're weak. This double standard is real, and the only way to navigate it is to stop caring about people who will never be happy with how you show up in life. Truth bomb. Stop wasting time trying to be just the right amount of anything for people who will always find something wrong with you. The right people will respect you. There will always be people who don't like you because it's you. There will always be people that aren't happy for you because it's you. So the people that don't like you, don't respect you, aren't willing to understand you, what you honestly need to do with them is let them choke on their own insecurities, because that is projection. If we are in a position where we can't even listen to somebody who we may not see eye to eye with, or maybe you had a bad interaction with somebody like a year ago, and now you're faced with that person again. The fact that we don't heal and find our own closure means when presented with that person again, you're still thinking that that person's that version. And if we don't give people the opportunity to prove themselves, then are we really the kind of people that are living and leading in excellence? So how do we navigate the double standards? There's a game and we have to play it. But if we're going to play the game, I want to change the rules. So we need a mindset shift because we have to own our authority. Instead of worrying about being too much or not enough, ask yourself if you're being effective. Instead of having to explain yourself, own your expertise and decisions with confidence, not ego, not arrogance. And when faced with criticism, ask, is this coming from somebody I respect? Let's be real. If you're not willing to trade places with them, let their opinions roll because you know damn well they don't matter. So here are some communication strategies to command respect. 1, speak with authority. Use direct language. Stop saying, I think, or just, or maybe, or sorry to bother you. Why are you apologizing for who you are, what you're doing, or where you're going? Non-verbal power moves are a game changer. Stand tall. Get your chest out. Make eye contact and take up space because you deserve to be in these rooms. Next thing, document your wins. Keep a list of your achievements so you're always prepared to prove your value. I like to do months in recap now. I'm finishing my March one right now. And there are little ways of like highlighting achievements, reminding myself of things I've done, things I've learned, things I've got to experience. And then it's a way for me to continually reaffirm I'm going in the right direction. So your power move. I would love if you would record yourself speaking about your expertise for 60 seconds. Then watch it back and ask, would I follow this person? Would I take advice from this person? Would I be inspired by this person? If not, adjust your tone, change your posture, lead with confidence, and try again. One thing that can be really tricky is handling those who aren't happy for you. The reality of jealousy and projection, y'all, it's tough. Some people will never celebrate your success because they see it as a reminder of their own lack of action. Red flags. Somebody isn't happy for you. They suddenly go quiet when you achieve something. There's no congratulations, no support, just awkward silences. They throw in backhanded compliments, which y'all, this is triggering for me because I have been in this environment where people will literally say backhanded compliments and it just ruins the moment for you. And that comes with my least favorite statement, must be nice. I swear to God, people say that and I literally can like feel the eye start to twitch because a lot of people here in my current phase of life don't know my life and they don't know what I had to go through and had to overcome to be this version of my life. And when people say it must be nice, it's like you almost want to like put up hands because it just triggers you knowing that they're downplaying something that's so pivotal for you and then making you feel bad for your efforts. And so if you have to downplay your achievements, get out and get away. Because there's a lot of people that will downplay your achievements and make some dumbass statements like, well, I could do that too if I wanted. Or, well, I could do that too if I had XYZ. Again, it's a backhanded compliment. Like, we don't need that energy. And then there are people, and it's just really disappointing for me. I feel like because I see it and I've experienced it, there are people actively rooting for you to fail, waiting for any sign of struggle to justify why you don't deserve the life you have, or to justify the falsified narrative that they've been putting out about you as they've spoken ill about you. And they're like, oh, well, see, I told you. And it just blows my mind that we play these childish games as grown-ass adults. So how do we handle it, right? Because we're all about overcoming on this podcast. Stop explaining yourself. Straight up. People who don't get you don't want to get you. So why do you want to have to explain yourself to people who genuinely don't want to get you? Bless and release and keep it moving. Let them expose themselves, y'all. I literally need to take a breath saying this, because if somebody starts acting differently as you level up, please believe them. Please believe them the first time, because somebody told me this. I'll never forget this. Somebody had pulled me aside a couple years ago and said, Gina, you need to be careful. And I was like, okay, why? And they said, your friends aren't your friends. And I remember thinking huh? And this is when I was friends with everybody. That is just who I am. I've always been a naturally inclusive person, always welcoming people. I just believe you. Maybe I'm naive, but I just want the best and believe the best in people. And I came to find out that my friends weren't my friends. And the people that were speaking ill of me were people who I literally had at my dinner table, had in my home. And so people eventually do expose themselves, which is why I have decided that when I'm in circumstances or situations where somebody says something, or I have to hear somebody said something about me or something I'm doing, I just say, okay, thank you. There's no reason to even speak on it, because those people that do that aren't going to be on your level, and they're not going to be in the rooms that matter. So what you really need to do is cut off the people that drain your energy. Protect your peace at all costs, because support is an action. It's not just words. And I feel like I've learned that a lot in the last year, because I have done a lot, and I'm very blessed. In the last 6 months, I've accomplished a lot. And there's a lot of people who watch my social media from afar, who watch my shit every single day and can't be bothered to like anything or can't be bothered to share anything, always have an opinion. But then there are the real supporters who not only engage with your content, but they show up to your events. They buy your book. They listen to your podcast. Y'all are the real ones, and I love you so much, because you are everything to me and you are my people. Truth bomb. Some people are only cool when you're at their level or beneath them. The moment you start winning in life, people's true colors really do show. Pay attention. Don't have your blinders on. Make notes. Be mindful and protect your peace at all costs. When handling those who aren't happy for you, protecting your energy and staying focused is critical. Set boundaries with unsupportive people. Recognize that not everyone actually deserves access to you. If somebody constantly drains you, distance yourself. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you don't want to be around them. Learn the difference between genuine friends and energy leeches. Keep your circle full of people who uplift, not undermine, and are there to climb. So what do we do to keep growing when others pull us down or we hear negativity said about us? One, stop seeking approval from people that don't pay your bills because they don't matter. Let them go silently when it's time. There's no big announcements needed. This is not the airport. We are not announcing anybody's departure. There's no drama because we're grown ass, like adults achieving. So no drama. Just quietly shift your energy elsewhere and be less communicable and less reachable. Lastly, you guys know we talk about this all the time. Surround yourself with the right people. Find like-minded people who push you to be better. That has literally been my mission in 2025. And because of that, my life has drastically changed. Power move. I want you to write a list of 5 people in your life. The people you spend the most time around. Do they bring energy or do they drain your energy? If it's the latter, create a plan to set boundaries or distance yourself so that you are not limited in your achievements and you are not surrounded by ego or arrogance. Instead, you'll be elevated into excellence. Number 4, the illusion of deserving without re-earning and why some people stay stuck. Y'all, success isn't a lifetime membership. You don't get to keep it just because you earned it once. The people who you encounter in your life who feel entitled to success but aren't willing to do the work, they're the people that worked hard once and now expect the world to keep rewarding them. They get bitter watching other people surpass them, but they refuse to evolve, make it make sense. And they think they deserve success, but they're not willing to constantly and consistently show up and do more. The people who keep winning in life know that they have to re-earn success every single day. They stay hungry even after they reach their goals. And because of that, they adapt, they grow, and they refuse to be comfortable. Truth bomb. The difference between successful people and those who stay stuck, the successful ones don't wait for motivation. They put in the work even when they don't feel like it, even if the outcome isn't as desirable as they thought, because they know where they're going. So how do you stay hungry for success, especially when you're tired or you're feeling burnout? What's really important is redefining success as a process, not a destination. Understand that success isn't a one-time achievement. It's a daily commitment. You have to stop waiting to feel motivated for the right time, for the right opportunity, because that shit is fleeting. Discipline and consistency are what keep people at the top. So if you feel stuck right now, ask yourself, what actionable steps have you done today to move forward? And you'll have your answer right there. So, what are daily habits that I personally have adopted to keep winning? I schedule growth time. Whether I'm reading, I'm networking, I'm learning a new skill, I dedicate time to consistently improve myself so I'm deserving of everything coming my way. I also only compete with myself. Instead of looking at what other people are doing, I track my own progress, and my goal is to be better than I was the previous day. And lastly, I always stay in motion. Action creates momentum. Even small steps forward are better than standing still, questioning what if, hoping for some miraculous day to come. So your power move? Every morning, I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing today to earn my next level of success? Write it down, follow through, rinse, and repeat. At the end of the day, let's be real. You have 2 choices in this life. You can let ego control you, get defensive, demand recognition, and stay bitter when people surpass you, or you can choose excellence. Stay humble, keep learning, and re-earn success every damn day. Your success is yours, and you need to stop apologizing for it. Stop shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable, and most importantly, stop waiting for people to clap for you. Keep showing up keep doing the work, and let your results do the talking. Your call to action today is to take your biggest takeaway, what resonated with you the most. And feel free to tag me at Gina Marie Fit and at the Unfiltered Trainer, and let me know how you're going to help yourself. Hey, and if this hits home, maybe send this episode to another fellow woman in leadership, a woman you're in life that's trying to climb and you know she's working hard, who probably needs to hear this today. And at the end of the day, keep choosing excellence, because the right people will respect it, and the rest, y'all, let them stay mad. All right, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next episode.